is Ola Serafina Trotsky, communist and atheist at the age of 32 years young. I was 6 years in school until I left. Daughter and sister-in-law to Leon, Aleftina, and Natasha Trotsky with my beloved husband, Alexander. I left Europe behind because of the religious prosecution of the horrible ill treatment towards us Russians due to our race and political beliefs, of course. Hoping to have a better life in America. The journey to America, there were thousands and thousands of people piling onto the ship. It took 2 long, treacherous weeks. Everybody was divided by their class, of course. Long days became long, restless nights. I was so nervous because I felt like it was so unsafe with all these people. But I was so excited to get there and see what the beautiful opportunities were for me and my family.
My name is Natasha Trotsky. I am healthy and strong. I recently graduated from college with a degree in literature. I'm currently 25 years young. I think of myself as a very intellectual and hard worker. I'm also a communist and atheist. I was forced to flee Russia to America with my family. If I did not go, I would face imprisonment. The journey to America was rough. We went days without food and water. Boats were packed with people, sick, poor, tired, and hungry. The process at Ellis Island for my family was easier than the boat ride, but it wasn't like that for everybody. The process was only about 4 hours, but for some people, it was months. My whole family was healthy. They checked for diseases such as smallpox and yellow fever. We had to tell officers when we boarded the ship from Russia. And they did a quick look through our bags. Once we passed inspection, we went to Ellis Island. Ellis Island brought more inspections.
My name is Alexander Trotsky and I'm 32 years old. I would consider myself as ruthless and a very diligent worker as I aspire to make a name for myself as a businessman. I attended university back in St. Petersburg and as you can see, I take great pride in my appearance. I was raised atheist and although my household was communist, my mind is open to other ideals. I immigrated to America with my family by voyage 6 months ago with the dream of becoming a successful businessman. I decided that America was my life's destination after realizing that it offered limitless opportunity and all I had to do was seize it. When I left the motherland, I abandoned an old tailoring business of mine that I had built from the ground up, but I am glad as it had taught me the skills required to achieve greatness. The voyage to America was a bumpy one and I am very fortunate to have not succumbed to motion sickness. We spent 2 weeks on that damned ship, but luckily, my family and I weren't cramped as we had purchased first-class tickets. I spent most of my time reading and preparing myself mentally for all possible situations that may have lied ahead. After what seemed like an eternity of endless bobbing and turbulence, we saw it. The tall green lady had just become visible through the light fog settled atop the water. Another reason why we had purchased first-class tickets was because we had been warned of the inspection process that the third class had to undergo. Thankfully, my wife and I were off the island into New York as soon as our ship had docked. Due to the fact that we had traveled first class, all we had to do was undergo a standard verbal interview.
My name is Aleftina Trotsky. I'm a communist and an atheist just like my husband Leon. I'm 55 years of age and I had 6 years of schooling and then I left school and became a housewife. I take great care of my husband and I am in great health. I left my homeland behind because of the potato famine. We are approaching the winter months and we do not have any potatoes in stock. And if we do not have any potatoes in stock, then me and my family will die because we will die of starvation. My journey into America was quite comfortable due to my husband selling his business and being able to afford first-class tickets. The reason why we decided to purchase first-class tickets is because we were forewarned that the processing to get into America would take hours or even days to get in, and all we had to do was go through a verbal interview to make sure that we were the people that we said that we were, and then we were escorted to the gates of America.
We had arrived. The wealthy were checked and we made it through right away, while everybody else was checked and inspected for disease and or mental illnesses. We had to pass through the 29 questions of legal documents to see if we were able to pass through, and we successfully made it because we had matched our identities.
When are we gonna be home? I said.
Months later, after our arrival, I've made it to Boston. I'm now a professor in literature.
Right on it. I am now grieving the loss of my husband. He lost his life in his very car. He was a very terrible driver. I am now starting new beginnings and I am moving to San Francisco to work with Serafina in a flower company. And I hope to find rich people so that way I can date a new man.
Although persistence and discipline are key factors in becoming successful, luck also plays an enormous role. My wife and I had taken temporary refuge in a small apartment located on the 3rd floor of the building with 3 other roommates. There were 2 twin beds inside the single room and a sleeping bag on the floor. We had tried our best to keep the room tidy. Thankfully, soon after I began seeking employment, I found a job in a large tailoring business, as I already had the skills. After 4 months, I had been recognized by my employer, as he had stated that he had witnessed numerous occasions in which I had taken leadership when times were rough. This is when luck had changed my life. He informed me that his brother, who lived in San Francisco, owned a growing company which exported agricultural goods. He then told me that he suggested me to him, and this is why I moved to California and now own my own apartment as an executive. My job now is to sit back and oversee the transactions that occur.
Alexander and I have now settled in an apartment in San Francisco with our Newfoundland dog, Trotti, to keep the legacy of the Trotsky family making it to America. Alexander is an executive at an exporting company, while I work at a flower shop in the Bay Area while saving up enough money so we can start a family of our own.
Vodka!
I left Tina, Leon, Alexander, Natasha. Cheers to the